Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Yo, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm very good. How are you?
I'm good. Sorry it took me a second. I was out and forgot about the time.
No, it's all good. Don't worry about it. I'm just sitting here all day. Okay,
Yeah.
so just a brief intro. So you're listening to WNYU. My name is Kat. This is Crucial Chaos. Okay, cool. So this is Golden Boy, aka Paris Alexander. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's a rainy day out here in Berlin. I'm doing fine.
Nice. It's also quite rainy right now here in New York as well. So yeah, we both
Yeah.
have that going. But I assume it rains a lot more in Portland.
I mean, not really. It does, rain here, but it's always drizzle. It just, looks really, cruddy out all the time. It's always gray.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your newest album.
Yeah, my newest album, I never meant for this to happen. Uh, I guess I put it on Death by Sheep a week or two ago or whatever. It was my first vinyl, and I literally didn't mean to make the album. I scrapped a completely different project and was like, crap, I owe these people some work or whatever, and so I reformed it and threw in a bunch of songs together. So there's some weird consistency in it, but I literally didn't mean for it to come together.
Nice. A very fitting title, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I've been listening to this album so much. It's been kind of annoying some of my friends because I listen to it so much, but
That's
I
cool.
think
Keep
I
annoying
think it's
them.
amazing. Yeah. My favorite track is Limited Access for sure. Just like the whole intro and then the counting. I don't know. I think it's just really catchy. So tell us a little bit about what is going on in this album cover.
Oh yeah, so that's my bedroom. I was hanging out with some friends and I had one of them come over to take some photos for the album. And I have an insane collection of video games and anime stuff, whatever. And we were trying to brainstorm ideas. So we just threw my entire hoard all over my room. There are photos we never used that are on the floor where it's full of t-shirts and
Yeah.
manga and VHS tapes. So that's kind of what it is. It's just all my video games and books around me.
That's awesome. Okay, so what are some of your favorite video games?
That's funny. I just got back from a game store. I just got Tony Hawk Underground 2. That's an all-time favorite of mine.
Hmm.
Uh, really love the Dark Souls franchise. And Castlevania Symphony of the Night. That's a top for me. Katamari.
Uh-huh.
Uh, yeah, pretty good.
Nice. So do you generally like older video games than
Yeah,
big
for the
budget new
most
ones?
part.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I play a lot of I grew up with a Sega Genesis as a kid, and I don't know. I just don't have much interest in new games. I don't really care about the PS5 or anything like that.
Right. Okay. Nice. Do you think your just growing up with the video games has influenced your music at all? Because I don't know, with a lot of artists, it's sort of like that. I can see it in Machine Girl, for example, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like me and the adjacent friend group I've made with Machine Girl or 99 Jakes and the 909 people, I feel uh there's a lot of we're really connected because of that. We all grew up with video games and that definitely influences my creative processes. I'll be playing a video game and I'll want to sample something or I'll want something to sound like it's a fighting stage in a game or something.
Right. Okay, that's really cool. Yeah. So like yeah, so you say your friends, whatever. So have they influenced your music just as you're making it? How did you really start deciding to make music in general, especially breakcore?
Yeah, that was a weird process. had like moved. I'm not from Portland. I like moved here a couple of years ago, and I was going to college, like art school. Dropped out eventually, but I like heard, like I saw like this Gabber album that had a crazy cover, and I had never heard of that kind of music before, and I like listened to it, and it like hurt my ears and stuff. And I listened to it more and more, and it was kind of like it got more and more tolerable and like more exciting. And
Hmm.
through that, I started making like breakcore and Gabber because I was like, oh, I can just go home and do this. Like, all I need
Right.
is my laptop. And that's like how I just met friends is from like reaching out to people online and seeing that they have similar interests. Like, they like breaks and like video games, you know?
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah, that's so sick. Yeah. So what's the name of this album you're talking about?
oh, it's AK-78 by Eradicator. It was on digital uh hardcore recordings or something like that. It was owned by like Alec Empire, but it's just like a
Oh
90s
yeah.
rapper album.
Okay, cool. I've listened to some like Alec Empire stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. That's cool. Okay, so what college did you go to that you ended up dropping out of?
Shout out to PNCA, the Pacific Northwest College of Arts. They kind
Shout
of
out.
suck. Yeah, shout out to them. Don't go there if you care about your creative freedom.
What sucked so much about it?
I just feel like school is for certain people, and it just wasn't for me, especially like art school. Like, what was hard is that I already had like a background where I came from like art education and like knowing certain things. And then when I went there, they like acted like that didn't matter. And they were like teaching everyone from the ground up. And it just was really whack. Like, I like got docked on assignments where I decided to like be more free and creative with it. You
Hmm.
know,
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
whack.
Yeah, that sucks. Well, you seem to be doing really well now, so I don't think,
Things.
yeah. So what's like you talked a little bit about just like making music on your laptop. What's sort of your process for that? Like what sort
Yeah.
of programs do you use if you don't mind me asking?
I use Ableton for the most
Mhm.
part. Like,
Word.
actually, I make basically everything in Ableton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So do you use like any specific like plugins or anything?
Yeah, I'm really into Spire. I use Serum and like old like Korg presets and like a lot of audio effects plugins like Camel Crusher and stuff.
Mm, okay.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. And like what's some of your like biggest influences when it comes to making your music?
Oh, I have so many. Uh, yeah, lately I've been listening to a lot of Scott Brown because my friend showed them to me recently, or like showed me more of their stuff, and it was really cool. A lot of shit mat,
Oh,
gore
nice.
shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Awesome.
yeah.
Okay, nice. So you're with Death by Sheep now. So are you like signed to them right now?
Oh no, I mean I own my own record label called
Norm
Normcore, but
course.
it was
Yeah.
kind of just like they're friends, I guess, through like mutual friends. And I like their record label. We've done stuff with them before.
Hmm.
I also work with Kitty on Fire a lot, so I'm signed to them.
Hmm.
But I don't know if DVS does stuff like that.
Okay, yeah. It's really great you got that vinyl release set up. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So, with Normcores, when did you start that? Like who's on it? And like what shows did you used to do back when this whole thing wasn't happening?
Yeah, back when things are normal, Portland was like popping off with like raves and stuff. Yeah, we like started in 2019 because me and my friend DJ Chain Wallet, who also
Right.
has like an album with Death by Sheep,
Mhm.
we were
That's actually
like,
where I found it. Yeah, I was just going through
oh,
Death by Sheep, and
yeah,
like that's where I heard it. Like it's 5G Death Grid, right? That one.
yeah, that one's really good.
Yeah, I fucking
That's
love
so
that.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we just were like, we want a spot to put our music up and just like plug our friends. And like since then, like we've just done so many collaborations with people that people have been noticing it. We had like a big show like at the beginning, like right before COVID, like in January of last year. That was called like Rave Story, and we had a bunch of friends from California come up. People flew from across the country to see it.
Wow.
Like, miss doing stuff like that.
That's awesome. Yeah. I wish it didn't lose the momentum, but yeah, that's pretty
Yeah, what
good.
can you do? Yeah.
Yeah. So, how's the like electronic music scene in Portland?
Um, it's pretty good. I feel like I've thought about moving out of here before, but I feel like it's kind of hard because there's so many like electronic artists that are my friends that I really respect here. And I
Hmm.
feel like there's like 14, 15 of us that are all associated with normcore that make music together. We just hang out. It's a pretty like blur environment.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Really good. If there was like anywhere you could move to just like for music and you didn't have to worry about like leaving your friends or anything, where would you go?
Probably Santa Fe, New Mexico, because that's
Oh,
where,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah, I was just there. It's really beautiful. I visited 99 Jake's
Hmm.
out there for like a week, and it just seems like a very chill environment. The desert seems like a great spot for a rave.
Right. Yeah, definitely. So back in high school, what was that like? Like, what were you doing then? Did you ever like make music? Is that when you started?
In high school, I just like dabbled with like this chiptune program on like it was like on a website or whatever. And so I'd make like
Hmm.
happy chiptune songs in class and stuff. It was really
Yeah.
funny. Like I'd just like say fuck all to my homework and just do that all day.
Right.
Um, but I didn't start actually making tunes until I like graduated uh
Hmm.
like 3, 4 years ago. Um, yeah.
What was like the first thing you ever made? Like, what was that?
Bad. That's what it was. Um,
Yeah.
I chopped some breaks in like Audacity because I was listening to like Machine Girl at the time, and I was
Hmm.
like,
Yeah.
oh, like they're cool. I bet I can make this in Audacity. So I took like an Amen and chopped it up in there, and that was the first thing I ever did.
Solid. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, what is your favorite Machine Girl album?
Yo, that's a big question. Because I'm young and arrogant and hate everything you
Yeah.
stand for. That one's
Yeah.
so good.
Hmm. Yeah. And why? Why do you like this one above all the others?
That one just has the most like crazy sound. It has like the most momentum and the sickest cover. Like I
Mhm.
feel like it has a lot of emotion poured into it, whereas I feel like the other records, they do have emotion, but it's like this one I can just feel the frustration from the person. Like it's a very punk album, but it gets
Right.
me so hyped. Like I saw them play on that tour. It was just a good time.
Damn, that's awesome. Yeah. So what's your opinion on like the direction Machine Girl has taken? Maybe we're going too much into Machine Girl, but just like I don't know, like starting with like Gemini, for example, and now with like U Void with this more like I guess like metalish type thing. Like,
Yeah.
what do you think about that?
Oh yeah, okay. I mean, they're like my like homies, so but I'll be honest here. Like I feel
Okay.
like the tunes they've produced are insane. Like they have so many good songs, but I just wasn't a big fan of their last record, like U Void Synthesizer. I
Mhm.
knew that that blew up and has done really well for them, and I think that's really sick. But I feel like it's kind of gone into like it reminds me of like early like emo music with electronics.
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
Which is cool, but I feel like it's not as good as the early music with like emo music of electronics. Just U Void. Not talking about
Mhm.
the ugly art or
Right.
anything, but just that was sadly like the only album that I wasn't really that into.
Okay, very interesting. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so how do you feel about this whole like hyper pop craze going on right
Yeah,
now?
that's a nice question. I'm not a big fan.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know if you're very aware of like some internet presence I have, but I have like a mix from a show I played a while ago called Hardcore Kills Hyperpop.
Okay.
I'm just not into hyperpop. I do think there's some great music coming from people that gets lumped in with it, but I think
Yeah,
personally it's
that's
a very like
yeah.
industry thing.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. When not to go into my whole opinions or whatever, but when people just like slump like Machine Girl in with hyperpop, it kind of dismisses everything else going on in there as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So, I was looking at your drawings on Instagram. So that was like a few years ago, right? And I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
like that, like the black and white ones.
Yeah. Yo, that's cool.
So,
Thank you.
yeah. So do you like continue to draw like even today, or like what sort of art stuff are you doing?
I do a lot of graphics now, like a lot of art in Photoshop. But I wish I had more time to draw. I just feel like music has like sucked me in so hard that like I'd rather make a song than a drawing. But I
Hmm.
drew the one of the last things I drew was for this album we did called Hazai Records versus like Normcore, and I drew the inside CD for it, not the cover, but just it's been a while. But I'm glad you saw those. That's cool.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm a fan. Yeah. So, like, okay, I had a question. Hold on, I have a brain fart right now.
It's all good.
Yeah, okay. So, when the pandemic hit, personally, I just felt like a lack of motivation to make any sort of music or like work on anything like videos, anything creative at all. What was your sort of like vibe during that time?
When it started, I was definitely very confused because I had gotten laid off from my job and
Mm,
didn't really know what was happening. But like, I got to spend a lot of that time making things like that record I just put out, and I actually have been working on so much music because of it. It's been
mhm.
hard to be motivated because there's not like shows or anything to go to on the
Yeah,
weekend. Like, there's nothing to look forward to like that, and URL shows have kind of gotten old to me. But
yeah.
definitely for a while there was some good momentum.
Okay, that's good to hear. Yeah. So, what's sort of like your songwriting process? Like, how do you just come up with an idea and try to like recreate that, or do you start out with like I don't know a loop and then add on to that as you go?
Yeah, I usually just like will make like a loop of something. Sometimes I'll start off with like a break and I'll just add effects to it and chop it up, and then I'll just write things around that.
Mhm.
Or I'll write like a melody or something. Yeah, it's different each time, but it's usually just me making loops till something
Okay.
works.
Yeah. Nice. Good process. Are you
Yeah.
thinking of like ever adding like your own vocals or anything like that to it?
That's funny you say that. I've been working on a lot of stuff I haven't like shared. Yeah, I've been working on things with vocals. I'll definitely probably be sharing something with vocals sometime this year, hopefully.
Okay, nice. And so,
Yeah.
like, what sort of vocals? Like, or should I just wait and see?
You can win. I mean, they're corny. I've just been listening to lots of happy hardcore, and so
Uh-huh.
I've been like trying to like sing things along with melodies, but throw like auto tune on it and stuff so they
Hmm.
sound good. But like, yeah, just like simple stuff like that, really cheesy, emotional music.
Okay. Nice. Sounds exciting. Yeah. So, like, what other stuff do you like to do besides making music and like working on some graphics on like Photoshop and video
I like
games,
to,
of course?
yeah, I like to watch shows. I guess I've been watching a lot of Desperate Housewives lately. Uh,
Nice, nice.
yeah, that one's really good. I don't know, just like I guess I don't do much outside of just making art and chilling with my friends. But yeah, just shows. I like to like go outside on like walks and like explore nature on nice days and stuff. But I mainly just kick it. So
Yeah. Like Portland is beautiful, apparently. Of course, I've never
yeah,
really been, but
you gotta
yeah.
come on, dude.
Okay, so where do you think you're gonna be in like 30 years time? Like, how old are you right now, actually?
21. Um,
Okay.
30 years. I don't know. I'm hoping, like, fingers crossed, but I'm just hoping to be doing this still, but just much better. I'm hoping
Mhm.
to like hype up like people that are my age now, and like I'll get to like see what everyone's up to. I don't know. I just like
Mhm.
hope that I'm like um a prolific figure in like the small group of people or small niche genre that I
Yeah,
like to make music in.
that sounds really good. Okay, so final question. Do you have anything you want to say to anyone listening in?
Yeah, let me think about that.
Okay, yeah, it's a big question.
Yeah. I guess like my homies. If
Yeah.
you like things like the album I just dropped or any of the people I named during this, I recommend checking out Cyber Bitch 26 if you can find any of
Oh
that.
yeah, yes, love Cyberbitch 26.
Amazing
Yeah.
artist. Um,
Mhm.
Minga 57,
Mhm.
Kevlar Wedding Dress, Govlink, all the Portland homies. They're up there. So
Okay, epic. And where can people find you? Just like list a few of your handles or whatever.
yeah, you can find me on just like SoundCloud, Instagram, just as Golden Boy with like a one. You can find my music on normcore.bandcamp.com and Kitty on Fire and Death by Sheep.
Okay, awesome. All right, thank you so much, Paris. I really like talking to you.
Yeah, thanks for letting me do this interview. It's really cool.
All right, have a good rest of your day. Hope you don't get rained on or anything.
Yeah, you too.
All right, bye.